Hope everything's connected everywhere. Little Cam 2 Premium. Good stuff. So it's just going to gravity feed.
Gravity feed right down
right
through here.
Dude.
Yeah, right there. Come out there and then this will be the pressure side. Suction's always the biggest one, the biggest hose, and then the output is smaller.
Right. See anything in the sight glass yet, bad. We read it could take anywhere from 10 to 12 gallons.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Check for any leaks. All looks good so far. We'll probably find that throttle cable clamp somewhere in the dirt after we move the dozer.
Yeah.
Probably was laying somewhere and fell off and
Knocked off.
ended up down in there somewhere.
So this is a solid concrete pad. This is just dirt that came off the dozer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I see now.
And this was a rug we had laid down to put this on top of, and it just started growing, molding on it. See, it's hard to see anything there. Make sure there's probably won't see anything leak until it starts to pressurize.
Or until it gets hot.
Yeah.
Get hot. You may, after you run for a while, go over all your clamps again.
Yeah.
Where you warm up, they'll tighten up more.
Yep.
Instead of being cold.
Yeah, we're going to take it very slow with this thing. Run it for a little while, look it over.
Oh yeah. That's nice, dude, I tell you.
I read last night online that a new motor should last 14 to 18,000 hours.
Yeah, with proper care.
Yep.
You take guys that want to change filters and keep stuff clean, it won't last that long.
It's a pity this thing only had 2,000 hours on it.
Huh?
It only had 2,000 hours on it when it blew up.
You gotta be kidding me.
Nope, hour meter's still over there. Yeah, I mean, I've lived here my whole life, and I only saw my grandpa get it out 3 or 4 times.
And he bought it new?
He didn't buy it new, but he bought it very lightly used.
Well, I can tell by the tracks and stuff, the segments and stuff. You know, he's a little bit sharp. See how sharp that is?
Yeah.
They should be probably about that wide.
Yeah.
You know? But that's just normal wear. Just keep an eye on the bushings and pins.
Now, from what I was looking at last night, one of those track links is a master link.
Yeah,
probably.
it's a master link. Now it's got a dimple. See how that got a little thing like that?
Yeah.
Well, that's got oil in that. That's a roll. But yeah, right there it is.
That's
Right
the
there's
one. Yeah.
That's the master one right there.
Huh.
See that little dimple in there? I don't think they don't have it. That's the master link right there, bud.
I was watching some guys last night that somebody had welded their master link.
Yeah.
And so they had to build what looked like a big chain breaker we use on motorcycles. They weld it together with a bolt that big around and use the bolt to push one of the pins through to break the track. Looked like a pain.
Well, we don't do that out in the field.
Yeah.
You take a heat tip on a torch.
Yeah.
You heat the eyes up real good, and then take a pin hammer. They make a regular pin hammer and a big sledgehammer and drive that pin out.
You can just drive it
And
right
you
out.
gotta watch it. There's on the inside of these things right here. It'll be springs. Like it's a spring washer. You know what I'm saying? And a coupler, and then when you go put it back in, you gotta do the same thing. Make sure you got slack in it, and clean your holes real good, and then heat it up and knock it back in. Then you gotta keep an eye on them, because sometimes they won't.
What, they work their way back out, or?
Yeah, they'll pop back out on them. Now, when that happens, you do have to weld the outside edges. Lightly, just on the east side. And that way it can't go either way.
Right.
I've done that plenty of times.
Can you put that hydraulic fluid in there, buddy? I hope it doesn't take any more than this. Brian's gonna be ticked.
You said it takes 12 gallons?
Somewhere it said it took 10. Another one said it took 12, depending on the model. Probably depending on what kind of loader, what kind of attachments on the front of it.
Yeah, like a clam bucket or something like that.
Yeah.
Blade.
There's a lot of these things out there still that are loaders.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Clam bucket.
Yeah.
Clam bucket. You ever see one where it had like a Dozer blade and then it has a bucket with 2 cylinders in it and it raises up like that? The bucket does.
Huh.
How much was that a bucket?
38.
$38?
Yeah.
Not too bad.
It was better than the 50 something that he got yesterday.
Well, that in the black bucket was 50.
I think so. But that's the difference from Advanced Auto Parts and Rural King.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whoa, it's overflowing. Shit.
Well, it's coming in, come up in the glass.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It looks all murky. I can't
So
tell.
you're
nothing.
watching that all the time, wasn't you?
Yeah, I've been watching it the whole time. I never
that
saw
clear
it.
stuff, it'll come up in there if you don't catch it.
I never saw it change colors, but
Well, we're your sucker. We might want to take some more back out of that thing. It can't be clear full like that. We didn't know. Let me tell you, it's going to go down when it turns
right
over.
when the pump starts going, it's going
A
to take.
gallon of it's going to go
It's
down.
going to use some more, isn't it?
I don't know. It might come out right.
So about 10 gallons was about right. 10, 11 gallons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to fill up at the same. Yeah.
I'm glad we were standing there watching because it would have just kept.
I can't see. I
I
couldn't
know.
see anything.
I know. All right, so hydraulic fluid has a go. Should vacuum or should gravity feed down here into this pump. We turn it on, shaft will start spinning, send that around.
I bet you go to a motor on a swimming pool pump. Hayward.
Probably does.
One.
Yeah, we went through a couple
I got
of
a
them.
20 by 40 pull in ground.
Yeah,
I don't have a head time of that thing.
really.
Yeah, shoot, it
Is
cost
it a
me a lot
pain?
of money.
Yeah,
But I mean, once you get it up and going, it's okay. But I'm having, I told that guy when I put this last liner in, I said, I want them steps took out. He got on there and jumped up and down and he said, there ain't nothing wrong with it. I said, the darn thing's leaking. It has to be leaking here because I plugged every fart and hole off on this thing. You know, when you spend about $4,000 to put a liner in and pay for the liner and everything, you don't want to do it again because you have to cut that section out of that.
yeah,
And I told him, and I knew that's the only place because I did all the other work to make sure the darn thing that's the only place it could leak.
yeah.
And
Yeah, ours keeps costing us money every year. I think we're going to go over to saltwater this year.
yeah,
They say the
well,
salt
some of them
water.
go salt water, and then some of them will come back. Some of them use back seal. And you heard tell of the back seal, ain't you?
Yeah,
That's
my mom used to
expensive.
use that stuff.
Yeah.
That we use so much. She uses shock. Only thing we can get to really clear it up quick and keep it clear for a while is shock it.
Oh yeah.
And we got to use so much shock it to keep it clear that you can almost feel it burning you.
Oh,
It ain't
yeah.
worth it.
Yeah.
Well, you don't shock
Like-
it, don't you? That's just like bleach.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it
that's
is.
what it seemed like. Yeah.
I get the super shock. I go down Holiday Pool
Mhm.
in Huntington.
Mhm.
I buy a tub about that big. About that. It'll last me 2 years.
Huh.
Once you get the chemicals right in it, it's all right. But I'll tell you another thing's going to hurt you too, Ryan, about the swimming pool. See these trees?
Yeah.
I had every tree took. I had a bunch of trees up through there, and it was nice to have a little bit of shade on the side.
Yeah.
There. But I took 5 trees out, and you wouldn't believe the difference it made in that swimming pool.
I believe it. Yeah.
I didn't believe it till them people told me. You know, I'm hard-headed.
Well, we kind of like the trees because they give us a little bit of
Yeah,
seclusion, but then in shade. But it's then like get stuff all in the pool.
My wife seen that one tree across the road right here somewhere.
The one about to fall over.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Oh yeah, but man, you got your car in a bad place.
Yeah, we don't normally park them there, but yeah, that would be a bad place.
I mean, you got plenty of some big limbs there, but boy, when it ever goes, it's going to go. It's going to.
How many trees have we had fall across there?
Had 3 fall across the road here just last year.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, baby. Well, you think I'm a stranger again? I just come from the Dozer.
Sweet. So what do you try to leave the transmission fluid fine until we run it for a few minutes and check it again? Okay.
I don't think you check these while they're running, do you? Now, Caterpillar, you check while they're running.
Oh yeah, I've no
think
no
y'all
I
clue.
have no idea.
Yeah, so he checked the engine oil. So what about coolant? Should we start filling it up with coolant?
You can. Because it's got to be in there.
Yep.
You just got to make sure there are no leaks. You got, what, 4 gallon of that? Hey, that probably have to have more coolant.
You think?
Yeah. But it's going to take about 3 gallons just to fill the engine, I'd say. Maybe. What do you think?
No clue.
Well, look on your phone and see what the capacity is.
Good
You're
idea.
good with that.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
We always say, let Ron look it up.
Huh?
That's what we always say, just let Ron look stuff up for
I
us.
was watching videos last
You do that a
night.
lot, don't you, Ryan?
Oh,
With
yeah.
Motorcycling and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I figured you get somebody that's good at that stuff, it helps out a lot, I'm telling you.
I don't know how people got by it in the generations before me. They didn't have that kind of. You just had to go find somebody that knew what they were doing, I
Yeah.
guess.
I tell you, when I was in high school, I took 2 years of computer programming. Now this is back in the days when the machines was as big as this Dozer. Now, I'm not kidding you. You had a key punch machine you had to learn to run, and you had a separator, and then you had a reproducing machine. You had about 7 different machines you had to learn to run, and wire the boards up to make it do certain things. Then I come out as a diesel mechanic.
Don't worry, I went to college, got my bachelor's degree,
Yeah.
lived down there for 6 or 7 years, and now I'm a motorcycle mechanic. Still paying on student loans.
Oh man, that's what's bad. That's where, Bernie, there's nothing free in any country you ever live in. There's nothing free. I don't care.
They did my generation wrong. The teachers did it to us, man.
Oh yeah, that's what
they
they're doing nowadays.
They told us every day. They pretty much told us, you got to go to college. You got to go to college. You don't want to be out here. And what I should have done was either went in the service or went immediately into a trade, and I'd be in so much better shape right now. But they made it seem like to us, if you went in the service or something right out of school, you did it because it was desperate. It was the only thing you could do, you know what I mean? And I wish I'd have done something like
See,
that.
back in my days, they had to draft.
Right.
They drafted you. And then they went to a lottery, and when I graduated, it was right at the end of the Vietnam War. And that's back there where I was born in, the Vietnam War. I mean...
When you graduated high school, was the end of the war?
No, yeah, when I graduated high school, well, it went on for 2 more years, but it was almost at the end, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because I bet you I only weighed 125 pounds when I graduated. They said I'd been one of them tunnel rats. No, seriously, they give you a pistol when you go down in there and flush them out. That's what they did.
Yeah.
They called them tunnel rats. I don't know what happened if you run in a big giant groundhog. Little tunnel rat wouldn't have no chance. I guess that's where you got to use your pistol. No, me and darn recruiter got into it. The Army recruiter. See, my cousin, he went in the Navy. That's what I wish I went into, with the Navy. And but I went up there and we got into it, and because more years he gets you signed up for, more money he makes.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that. I was just young and stupid. And I said, I'll tell you what, I'll go 2 years active and 4 years reserve, you know. Oh, no, you can't do that. I said, don't tell me you can't do that. I said, my cousin did that in the Navy.
Yeah.
I thought he did, but he didn't. I guess he went 3 years. He had to go 3 years.
So we'll have to top off the coolant again, obviously, after it runs.
Can you see it in there?
It's out the top.
Is it?
Yeah, but it probably ain't. It's not cycled through everything, right?
It's close enough. We just don't want to get hot.
No. That's what we're waiting on, the fuel line he's got in his hand.
Hey, look.
No luck with what?
First it is. Or sending you. Nobody's got anything like that. Let's go to John Deere. There's ready. Call Track Supply. Vance, check there. I mean, they don't.
Just seems like such a simple thing.
Yeah. Track Supply, so they might have a little website.
That's where we need to have a Napa.
Yeah.
Napa would have that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Doesn't happen, right?
hydraulic fluid is filled up, you know, as much as it's going to fill up without being started.
How much did it take?
Took about 10.5 gallons, and then it started pouring out. Coolant took basically all 4.
Mhm.
It's at the top. It may need to be topped off too. I found the transmission fluid over here under the seat.
Okay.
It's got a dipstick. It's still reading full, so we figured we'd start it for a few minutes and then you know, check it again. So we shut it off, see how it is.
So what? Can we
Um,
start it without the oil pressure gauge?
yeah, we
I mean, you
we can.
but
But you won't know what the oil pressure is.
you won't know what your oil pressure is.
Here's enough.
Here's
Yeah,
the question that he had it started.
Yeah.
He didn't have an oil pressure gauge on there.
yeah. I'm sure he probably did.
He probably had a screw on.
Probably had his own
And he
screwed
had
on
the
there.
number 4
So he
on
took
the
it
end
off
of it.
before he gave it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Took that off. I'm surprised he let the line go with it.
Yeah, I am too.
Right there, you're looking probably $30 right there.
So another issue. In the book, it doesn't show a clamp for that upper part of that throttle cable. Online, I found where it does.
Yeah.
And I believe it, yeah, I think it's the same exact dozer, but I found where it does.
Horse manual would show that,
Yeah.
and then point at that, and then point at the other one, you know, in the park book. And when you come over and look at it, it's a quantity of 2.
We'll have to get that clamp. It's $7 each, and there's 2 pieces to it. Yep. There's no other way to hold the throttle cable to use it.
You can
So
use it. You can just come up here on the motor and do it. Right?
yeah, and you might be able to finagle it enough to get it set at a low RPM. You know, but
So which one is low RPM? Ford or shoot?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
Colorado
ain't-
came too. They didn't have.
Might want to unhook that thing when we get started.
yeah. So
That better work.
That's too big. No, wait a minute.
Which is flared. Well, it still looks big.
It looks a lot bigger.
Make it work. Damn it.
So look at it before I go cutting it.
well, good news is it's starting to free up.
We're gonna quit.
No, that's it.
Okay.
It's-
I'll
Looks like the cable's starting to free up.
return some of the brake lines.
Well, it's a lot.
Yeah. Must be fresh soldered in there. Which is 3/8 still. So. Well, we're good.
Something's changed about the outer diameter. The inner's probably the same,
Saying.
but something's changed about the thickness.
Is there any point for us to come down?
I don't know. Have you talked to him?
Yeah, he said he'd come. He said he'd come if we wanted to. I said, yeah, you can come.
Well, he's the one that said he was coming. Like,
So he can come if you want. So he said he would. He said Chris got him out too late last night. He just got up. It's like,
yeah, I mean, he.
but yeah, I couldn't believe nobody had a freaking manual pressure gauge.
Yep.
Now, which way's idle on that thing, Ryan? Do you know?
Idle.
Yeah, which way's idle? Up or
So,
down?
it would be up. Up would be slowing the speed down because it's letting it come forward.
Well,
And if this is,
that's almost at the end. Right?
no, that's right. Should be right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, I played with it some yesterday. So,
Oh, okay, I see it.
oh no, okay, no, that's right. This is right, and then it starts going forward. So that should be. This is all free play.
That's all?
That should be right at low idle, right?
Okay.
And then as you give it throttle, it would come forward.
No, it's going to go that way.
It is?
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying, when we go start, we'll have somebody here with a finger. Don't get into that thing.
Yeah.
Because we don't want that thing taking off real fast. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh no, absolutely not.
So it's gonna go forward. It's gonna go this way.
Well, one way, and I figured if you knew, if it printed up here on the dash which way's idle, I don't see it.
Yeah. We won't know till we play with it.
Yeah, until we start it.
Yeah. We'll just leave it disconnected.
And so you got water, oil, you need to get the fuel lines hooked up, and hook up the batteries and the
I
thing.
typed it in here. I typed in oil pressure gauge. This keeps coming up. It's a compression tester. I was like, okay, well that works. It's an actual, and they had that, but he
Yeah, I
was
mean-
like, I don't know, and I kind of looked it up, and they were like, something about ambient pressure, and
Well, compression, never
Yeah.
you put it.
right. But that's what came up when I typed it in, so I was like,
I mean,
will that work? Is it?
They
It's-
both they
it's-
both test PSI.
Right.
Is what they're testing, right?
Yeah, but something like somebody was talking about ambient pressure, so I don't know if that
That's more
tests
like
it.
air pressure.
Right, air pressure. Yeah,
So,
and that's what that guy was saying in advance. So I almost got that, and I was like, that's
I have compression tester.
you had one at Winfield, right? Is that where you
no, I went to Val.
Where?
Val.
That?
Yeah, normally they're more knowledgeable, but these are the guys I talked to, some younger guys, they don't really know.
This fitting won't fall over. It's the right size pipe, but with a different diameter.
Yeah, you can't use compression fittings for two different outer diameter pipes, right?
Not unless you got a regular fitting like that.
This is why I get into this every time. If I bust a brake line, I don't mess with it. I take it to the shop because I've got into this so many times trying to fix brake lines. I won't even.
What's our solution here, then?
I don't know. Best solution would have been to leave it alone and try to run it, which is what I thought we were going to do. And
Why
then,
would we do that?
so for some reason, before Kenny left, he cut it.
Oh, did he cut it where it was bad?
I didn't know of it being bad anywhere. He just said that we would want to change it out pretty soon.
Would you have a rubber hose that diameter, about that long, where you can just slide up on it and then put that together, just enough to run it, then you can get the line later. You know what I'm saying?
With that hose we have, we don't have any extra, do we?
We got extra one.
I know, buddy.
On that side, but I think it's bigger.
Yeah, I think that was you.
Yeah.
You have any clear line? John?
516 fuel line. That's
Motion Pro? Sure that-
Nope, used it all. Didn't buy any more because haven't been working on stuff here.
Hey, Ryan, how many bells? Hey, you think I got this big field right here last cutting I got?
Oh, I don't have a clue.
1 3/4.
That's it?
That's it.
Holy cow, that ain't worth the time.
It didn't grow. Remember
Yeah.
we had that dry spell.
Yeah,
That was third cutting though. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I think it's third.
This will work.
It's gonna work.
Probably not gonna have enough of it. We gotta go from here all the way back to where it's cut. It's on where I had to reroute that.
Oh, okay. No, I'm talking about the. I thought you had all the people that we had. This long?
So, completely different size.
Harbor Freight has an engine oil pressure test kit, $29. Looks like it comes with like 6 or 8 different fittings.
But is that not a compression tester?
No,
It's not.
no. Because a compression tester is going to go up to like 300 psi and has a one-way valve inside of it to lock after each stroke, after each reading.
Yeah.
And this is going to be more of like a fluid, and it's going to max out at 100 psi.
It should. What's it go up to? Do you have any idea how many pounds it goes up to?
The
Engine oil one.
The oil pressure one goes up to 100 psi. The gauge. I don't know where this
I'm gonna
should.
say,
I don't know where this should be, but
cold oil, it'll probably run 60,
okay.
maybe 70. It depends on how good it's built.
No, we just our main. We just want to watch to make sure it doesn't drop suddenly, bottom out.
Yeah, as long as you got oil pressure, you'll be all right.
Alright, so what do we need? What size?
I have no
Take that
clue,
with
man.
Yeah.
I don't have the slightest clue, buddy.
It's ridiculous.
Just take it with you.
I mean, quarter or 3/8. What the? 5.
7:30 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't 5
Well,
6. I don't know.
No, because 7:30 seconds
That.
is this. But well, but it is.
That's too small.
Yeah.
Right, I know.
I don't know,
Take
man.
that with you and
I work in
get
millimeters.
you
Yeah.
a rubber for
You got a
it.
harbor freight. Do they have it there?
I don't know.
Check
What's
this out.
that?
That oil pressure kit.
Here's my question. Well, yeah, we're gonna need it. But do we want to get a sending unit for like future? You know?
Yeah, probably eventually, but
Yeah. We can't get that today.
We had 60 wood,
So. Really?
65. See, this is 4. You gonna count 2?
I can't tell if they got it there or not, man.
Let's just say he's got one at work. We really need one.
Who?
Manual gauge.
Yeah.
They don't have one.
I got the information right here.
What number?
I don't have the number. I have the.
What information are you talking about?
You got clamps.
The item number for the oil pressure test kit.
Oh, okay.
62621. 62621.
Start running right through here.
I mean, they should only have one manual oil gauge.
Probably. It's an engine oil pressure test kit. It's not.
Right on
We'll get it running. No, we'll get it running.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
But I mean, you need to get a hose
Right,
line.
right.
there. We'll need to.
Let's check and see if you have a what is it? Engine oil pressure test kit in stock.
Item number 62621.
Item number 6261.
Yep.
That gets. You probably don't cut that hose, do you?
Got more bad news.
What's that?
I've got coolant dripping out of
You just gotta tighten it
the.
It's up here in the front.
I think it's
Is that a light or camera?
a camera.
up. No light.
Where's
Oh, I see.
I got a light in my bag.
it
Now you
coming
have
from?
to worry about setting that nose.
Radiator leaking?
Yeah. See, look here. About halfway up. No, wasn't that half?
They can't be. They fresh.
You didn't spill none, did you?
Yeah, there's a puddle up on
I
top of here. It's just dripping
Yeah.
right down.
Yeah, it spilled it. They
Yeah.
pressure tested that. I mean, there's no way to.
All right.
Oh, wait. Yeah, now it's. Okay.
Well, it's in.
Unless
Right.
we damaged it. in
So-
transit.
Bunch of,
So it was like